What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and we have been promised in Season 3, with the release of Leroy in December, expanded practice mode functionality in Tekken 7. God knows what that means, but I think it's going to be explained during a live stream that Michael Murray and Harada will be doing by the end of October at a Tokyo event. So we're going to have to be on the lookout for this. But I do want to speculate a little bit. What I'm hoping for is something we had in Tag 2. Some of you didn't play Tag 2, but in that game there was an online practice mode. That means that you and your friend or any other player, a PSN buddy, could connect together, and instead of being thrown into a versus battle, player match, you were thrown into practice mode and you could stay there for as long as you wanted, and you had access to all of the practice mode options, if I remember correctly. I don't remember in detail, but either way, this was fantastic. Labbing characters have never been easier than it was in Tag 2. So basically, if you ever ran into, for example, a Xiaoyu when you played ranked and like, oh, this is an annoying matchup, you could write that player and say, hey dude, could you join me in practice mode? Do me a huge favor, we can voice chat, you just explain the character a little bit to me. And if you were lucky, you'd say, yeah, sure. I did that with a few people, notably with Vaka. Hello Vaka. German Miguel and Bob player. He would explain those characters to me, and it was gold having online practice mode where you could just go over everything in detail. God knows, I've been trying to do similar stuff, with Tekken 7, and for example, when I do my coaching with students, it's not fun, where you have to all the time go back to either lobby, or hit rematch, and it reloads. There's no instant rematch in Tekken 7. You always, at the very least, you're always back to the loading screen, and you have to wait out rounds and whatever. So online practice mode would be great, and I don't know why it isn't already here in Tekken 7, why it wasn't a default feature. Maybe it has to do with Unreal Engine, that was difficult. I have no idea. I'm, to say the least, no technical expert on this sort of stuff. But I would love to have that. So when I hear expanded practice mode functionality, I'm guessing that could be it, considering it's something we had in Tag 2. A lot of people are hoping for DLC characters being available for everyone in practice mode, meaning that if you haven't bought Geese, for example, you can still use him as a dummy in practice mode and set the dummy to use his stuff, to practice defending against it. This would obviously be a very fine and nice gesture by Bandai Namco. It would really help everyone becoming good competitive players without having to dish out, shell out money, for all these characters. But I think this is probably far-fetched, and I'm pretty certain people would be able to abuse this somehow with cheat engine or something. Again, I'm no technical expert, but maybe that could be something they're doing. Another option is, of course, that they suddenly go the route of Mortal Kombat, Dead or Alive, insert many fighters here who have actually put the frame data into the practice mode, so that you live as you're playing in practice mode can see the frame data of every single attack. Some people are hoping for this, but I'm thinking it's not going to happen because it's not in line with Katsuhiro Harada's philosophy, and I'm thinking it's probably not Murray's philosophy as well. They have a zero tolerance policy for frames. They don't want frames to be visible. They don't want to hear the word even frames in a Tekken game because, to quote Harada, it removes the mystery of the game. He wants people to figure that out for themselves. So they talk more about this move gives you advantage, this move puts you at disadvantage, rather than going into specific frames. And obviously, if you want to really learn Tekken, you have to get specific with the frames. So they think that, obviously they feel that that's something for us content creators and the rest of the community and forums to push that notion that that's just something you have to get somewhere else. I would love to see frames personally in Tekken. I think it would be eye-opening to a lot of people, but that's just not going to happen, knowing what I know and just seeing what I've hearing what Harada has to say on the topic. And then there's the well, maybe we could get some form of tutorial, but this is also, I think, far-fetched. I'd love to see it, you know, just explaining. The Fight Lab was kind of a disaster in Tag 2. I would love to see. We don't have to go into details, you know, on matchups or characters or super advanced Tekken concepts, but very basic concepts like movement and the ability to cancel movement into other types of movement, you know, backdash, sidestep. That's something I feel would be very, very valuable to get into. And maybe explaining stuff like punishment, what is a defensive playstyle, what's an aggressive playstyle, what is a frame trap. Just stuff that would immediately make it so that a lot of casuals aren't stuck with this notion and idea that Tekken is all about who knows the most amount of 10-hit combos. Believe it or not, oh, congratulations. Believe it or not, that's something a lot of people associate with Tekken, just doing 10-hit combos basically and spamming. But there's obviously so much more to it, so I'd really like it, you know, if people could see that through a tutorial mode. I'm just gonna jump back a little bit. So I think those are the options when it comes to expanded practice mode functionality, or maybe they will do something completely different, but I think these are the ones that immediately come to mind, at least for me. And it would be kind of awesome if on the title menu of Tekken 7, maybe they could link like Blasted Salami, you know, the YouTube channel that just keeps cranking out like 10 out of 10 production value guides and tutorials for Tekken 7 and character breakdowns. It's even a channel where there isn't a lot of opinionated content. It's just like you know, guides. So it would be kind of harmless to link to that channel. It's just fantastic guides. I mean, even if Bandai Namco, you know, with a lot of funding, hired a team to make guides, I don't think they would be able to match Blasted Salami because it's just so perfect. So I don't know why they don't help TBS with some funding and link to their stuff on the Tekken menu, because that would help so many people. And it's as I said, it's a very clean YouTube channel. There's no really opinionated content, you know, that could go against what Bandai Namco, you know, their vision. You know, it's just straight to the point, really, really well made guides. So maybe that's something to think about. Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that, to be honest. But I'm very much looking forward to hear from Bandai Namco what we're going to get. And again, I think it's something in about a week or 10 days. I think we're gonna get a live stream. I'm going to try and restream that. So yeah, keep your eyes open for that. Yeah, I don't know, what are you guys hoping for? Please do share in the comment section. So I'm gonna stop talking crap now, and I'll see you on the next video, and I hope you have a lovely day. Take care.